All right, guys, for this video, we're gonna be running through the sales process, start to finish, and it's just gonna be more of a general overview and the psychology behind why we need a process and what it does to the buying experience for a customer. So we're gonna make this really simple and not try to overcomplicate it. We are, at our core, professional problem solvers. We're here to help figure out whatever the issue that the customer is having and help them fix it with our products. And obviously, if we don't have the products that do fix their issues, we're here to help them and point them in the right direction. It's simple. We're here to make a friend, figure out what their problem is, and solve it. It's really that basic. And if everything at the core of what you're thinking about with your customer is about how do I help these people, that is going to take you so much further than worrying about how am I going to make a sale and having the commission breath that comes across to a customer. This is relationship-based selling. So like I said, we're here to make a friend. People don't care how much you know. You can be the sharpest dude in the world. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. It's a really good Theodore Roosevelt quote, and it epitomizes this business in a nutshell. As soon as somebody perceives you as an expert and you build trust and rapport with somebody because you genuinely have their best interest at heart, they will open up and tell you everything that you need to know to be able to sell them. So that brings us to the question of what defines a salesperson that cares about their customer and cares about their job. Number one is attention to detail. A professional salesperson that genuinely has the customer's best interest at heart and is really excited about their job is going to pay attention to the small details. These are the difference between good and great. And right now, as a business, we operate really good. We're better than most of our competition at most things, but we are far from being excellent, great, or world-class. And that comes down to attention to detail. Are you showing up to the store on time? Are you punctual? Are you showing up and making sure that all your stuff is out so that you're ready to operate business right at 10 o'clock? Have you taken the time to look in a mirror and make sure that you're your best version of yourself? Is your shirt wrinkled and dirty, or is it crisp and sharp and you feel good about it? Are you, if you have facial hair, have you groomed your facial hair? Is your hair done? These are all the little important things that matter, and they let customers know that you're professional and that you take your job seriously. How we feel about ourselves, our self-esteem, has a direct correlation to success in sales and to your confidence level. You want to become a better salesperson, fix how you feel about you, and it will come across in the way that you communicate to your customer, and you'll get better results. I really like the Deion Sanders quote: look good, feel good, play good, get paid good. That epitomizes this thought process perfectly. Now to run through the actual steps of the sale. And again, guys, this is gonna be an overview, so I'm gonna breeze through these. Each one of these individual steps could probably be a 15 to 20 minute video. We will go in depth on every single one of them in this training series, but for now, I'm gonna be a little bit repetitive in these first few videos for you guys. And the reason why is salespeople don't typically need to be taught, they need to be reminded, and repetition is the father of learning. So I'm gonna be repeating these things, not to insult your intelligence, but to sink it home. You need to know this process like the back of your hand, because that allows you to get out of your head and out of thinking, what question do I ask next? What step am I on? And puts you more present, where you're with your customer, you're building a relationship, you're having a really good time with it, and you can focus on subtle body language cues and tonality and how the customer's responding. And it makes this whole process feel less salesy when you're not scripted it in your head. So sink these sales steps down as deep as you can get them. And I'll talk a little bit more about the stages of learning and help you guys understand that a little bit more in a future video. So step number one is the greet or the introduction. When customers come in, our job is not to be the over-the-top salesperson that's oozing with energy and has the used car sales feel. You know, hi, my name's Cameron, nice to meet you. That's not at all what we're looking for. What we want is bottled enthusiasm. We're excited about our job. We're here to help people. And I'm seeing an old friend that I haven't seen in years. So they come through the door and it's an excitement, but it's contained. It's not over the top and fake or artificial. It's, you know, hey dude, how are you doing? Welcome in. What brings you in? It's a lot different with the energy on the greet. So focus on, looking like you're doing something. This is one other little quick side note. If you're sitting and watching Netflix, if you're scrolling on Instagram and you got your head all the way down and a customer pops through the door and you have to shake yourself out of that mental funk because you weren't doing anything productive, you're starting off already in a bad spot. So be doing productive things throughout the day, work on some sales training, get better each day, read a book, go and study up on your product, clean the store, listen to something positive or something that's motivational or something about sleep. All of these things are going to keep you warm so that when the door does ding, you're ready to rock and you're in a good energy for the greet. With the greet, number one thing, get the customer's name, welcome them into the store, and figure out if they've ever been here before. This is the start to the fact-finding process of what's the problem? What brings you in here today? And obviously you don't ask, what are you here for? They're gonna laugh at you and go, oh, mattresses. You wanna ask something a little bit sharper, like what's the project? What's the problem you're trying to solve today? And get narrowed down into what that customer is looking for. The steps of the sale are the exact same. This is like a recipe, guys. You do it in order every time and you're going to get predictable results. If you skip a step and you go out of order, your cake is gonna be terrible when you're baking it. So make sure you're hitting on each of these steps and doing them all in order. That is super, super important. Step number 2 is going to be qualifying. Fact-finding is another term that you'll hear with this one. Discovery theater usage is going to do a lot of that. So we would like for 70% of customers that are buying beds for themselves to be going through the Discovery Theater process. But regardless of if they're using the Discovery Theater or if it's a value rack twin for a child or if it's a guest bedroom bed or they're buying the bed for somebody that's not them, it does not matter. The steps of the sale are the exact same every single time, all the way down to selling a pillow or a set of sheets. You're doing the same steps in the same order. Going through this is going to give you predictable results. It's measurable and it's proven. We've had salespeople in this organization go from making 30 grand to over 100,000. These are proven principles from people that have been in sales for decades and built $100 million plus businesses off the backs of the sales skills that we're going to cover here. None of this is from me. We've obviously tailored a lot of this training to the mattress industry, but success leaves clues, and if you guys are smart enough to just follow the things that people who have what you want did, you can get predictable results with anything, sales especially. With qualifying, with asking questions in the beginning, the key is to ask good questions. What's your budget? What size do you need? What bed do you have right now? These are all examples of bad questions. Customers don't know their budget. A lot of times they're upgrading from a queen to a king or a split king, or they don't know a split king is the option or is an option. So you want to make sure to ask good open-ended questions about how they're sleeping. Remember, we're trying to get them out of the grudge purchase mindset and into the mindset of what fixes my sleep and improves the quality of my life. So the Discovery Theater runs through a lot of these questions. How do you sleep? What side? Are you on your side, your back, your stomach? Are you experiencing any of these issues? How are you using your bed in your bedroom? Do you watch TV? Are you on your phone? Are you doing work? These are all things that will make it recommend a power base. And a good question is an open-ended question that gets you multiple bits of information from one question. So questions like yes or no questions. Do you like your bed now? No. Okay, where do I go now? Versus tell me a little bit about the experience you're having on your mattress right now. Now they can tell you, oh, well, we bought it 3 years ago. We got it from Ashley Furniture. It was good for the first 2 years, but now it's sagging on my side. I don't mind it, but my wife is really hating the fact that I'm rolling into her on her side, or she's rolling into me. That's one question that just got you so much good information. The key here, guys, is freaking listen. Listen actively to customers. Number one thing I see out of salespeople, and I've interviewed so many people and I've hired and trained so many people at this point, that salespeople have a inherent need to talk and to sound smart. The goal is not to be interesting. Customers don't care what you do, who you are. The goal is to be interested in them and putting all of the attention on them and asking really good questions. So for sales, we don't want an extrovert or an introvert. We want what's called an ambivert, which means you have the ability to be extroverted in moments and talk and build relationships and have fun with people. But the other side of it is that you can shut up and listen actively and really hear what the customer is saying. Communication is so much more than just the words coming out of your mouth. It is your body language, your tonality. And so when you're actively paying attention to not just what the customer is saying, but how they are saying it, this allows you to read in between the lines. And this also goes back to what we were talking about earlier in the video of you have to sink this process deep down so that you really understand what your next step is, and that allows you to be more present, build rapport, and actively listen to your customers in a much more thorough way. Step number 3, find the right comfort. Find the right mattress. This is nothing to do with the specs of a bed whatsoever. The way that you do this is by making sure that it checks all of the boxes. So simplify it in your head. Customers are coming in and they have one of like 5 of the most common sleep issues. We're tossing and turning. I'm having back or neck pain. My hips and shoulders are getting numb and tingly. We're rolling in together. I feel like I'm gonna slide out of my mattress. I feel my wife move. These are all the common sleep problems that 95% of your customers are gonna bring up as the reason why they're in your store. So if we work backwards and we know that those are the issues that are bringing them into the store, then we need to be fitting them for the mattress that's going to fix those issues. So based on their body type, their sleep style, and the issues that they're experiencing, we are going to tailor fit them to the mattress that's right for them. Our jobs would all be super simple if there was one bed that fit everybody. We'd have a small store and every person that would come in would buy because it would be perfect for everybody. But reality is people have different body types, preferences, issues going on, lifestyles, and budgets. So we need a showroom full of 50 beds, but we want to make this simple and the customer has to perceive you as an expert. The quickest way to do that is to be able to provide genuine value on the front end of here's how we're going to find the right mattress for you. And whether you buy from us or anybody else, these are the few things that you need to make an educated decision. So again, we're running through, is it the proper alignment for the customer? Is the bed properly relieving pressure on their hips and shoulders? Are they in a mattress that's going to limit the amount of motion transfer that they're feeling? And you can see this based on how they sleep, so it's really important. You'll hear me talk about this a lot. Make sure the customer's laying in the mattress on the mattress in the store exactly how they sleep in their bed at home. So if they're on their side, their back, their stomach, they need to test it out this way because your alignment is very different when we're judging if you're on your back versus if you're on your stomach. So have them test the bed out in the position that they sleep in, and then you're looking for some of these subtle cues. You guys can reference the future video for fitting a customer for the proper mattress, and we'll have some really good visuals on there that will show you alignment from different sleep styles on different comfort levels, and this will help you narrow down finding the right mattress for the customer. This is half the battle. If you get really good at this part right here, and you know nothing about what's in the beds, you will sell a lot of mattresses. This is what's missing in this industry right now. A lot of our competition is so geared toward, let's talk about what's in the mattress, let's go into the depth on the specs, let's shortchange the customer. You should have a better understanding of the customer's problems than you do our products. That's an important point. A new hire comes in and they're like, I just gotta learn the beds, I gotta learn the system, I gotta learn all this stuff. And at the end of the day, I want you spending more of your attention and time in learning what problems our customers experience and how to actually fix them. That's what's gonna distinguish you from across the road. We are customer problem fixers, not product peddlers. So focus in on that, super important. Once you find the right comfort, I wanna touch on transitions between steps, just really briefly. If you're my customer and we find the right mattress, and I have you on a K class right here that's next to me, and I go through the process and I let you know how it fixes your alignment and how it's hitting some of the pressure points. You tell me it feels good. I ask you, would you change it at all? And you tell me, no, this feels great, Cameron. I love the way that this feels. That moment right there is the #1 spot where dead space in a sale will absolutely kill you. The natural progression after you ask that question, how does this feel to you? How would you change it? And they tell you this feels fantastic, is how much is it? And we are not going to talk about price before the customer understands what the product is, how it fixes those issues, and why it's a better option than anything else on the market. If you are doing the price before you get to build value in the bed, you are completely missing the boat. That is where you will walk customers left and right and you won't know what's going wrong. And it's just because customers are weighing in their mind, I've got this big stack of money that I traded all these hours of my life for. And I'm not going to trade you my big stack of money for your little stack of value. It's not until the value is clearly perceived by the customer to exceed the amount of money that they're spending that they will cross that action threshold and make a buying decision. So all of this comes from framing. I'm going to touch on a quick analogy. I've used this with a lot of you guys for training. It's the water bottle analogy. If you're walking through the desert from New Mexico to Arizona and you're in a stretch where you have your car broke down, let's say you're driving, and you have no gas, no cell phone, and you're stuck walking on a road and you have hours till you get to the next city, and it's 105 degrees, and you're walking along the road, you're about to die, and I pull up on the side of the road and I offer you a bottle of water. You would pay every dime that you had for that bottle of water because the perceived value of it's going to save my life exceeds any number that you can put, because you're going to die if you don't get it. The flip side, when you give a customer a price but you've not built any value, is the equivalent of me going to a sales rep that's in the store right now and saying, hey, I'll charge you $20 for a bottle of water. The guy's going to go, yeah, I'm not paying that. I could go grab them for free in the back. It's not until the customer fully understands that value that they're going to make that buying decision. So that was a quick point, but focus in on that. That makes a really big difference. And again, steps in order is how you get the predictable result. So make sure you're smooth with that transition. How does this bed feel? Awesome, great. Let me tell you why this is let me tell you why this feels so good. Let me tell you why you're enjoying this. Let me tell you how this is fixing your back pain. Use a quick little transition phrase, and you're right into the value build. The value build is very simple. This is the present part of the sale. And when sales trainers talk about you should largely be asking questions, the person that is asking questions is in control, and the person that's doing most of the talking is usually not the person that's winning in the sales experience. So your goal as a sales rep is obviously to get the other customer talking, and most of what comes out of your mouth for 80% of this process should be questions, like childlike curiosity. You just want to understand more. You want to learn about them, you want to learn about their life, you want to understand about their issues, and then when you get to the present part is where you want to keep this thing short and crisp. If you feel like you're lecturing, you're going to lose people. So it needs to be a short, crisp presentation. Number one part of the presentation is kind of retouching on what you already did with fitting them for the right mattress. How does this bed fix your alignment? How is it giving you proper pressure relief based on your body type, how you sleep, and the issues you're having? How does the comfort of this mattress and the technology or the style of the bed, the story of it, how does it fix the issues you're experiencing? And then the second part of a value build is more of the spec stuff. And again, we're not going super deep. We are only talking to customers about what matters. So feature, advantage, benefit. Customers buy benefits. Customers do not buy features. They don't care about the triple braided coil. They care about the long-lasting support that's going to alleviate my back pain and help me feel good in the morning. That's what matters. So when you're building value on the second part of the presentation, you want to make sure that you're touching on the specs that matter based on the issues they're having, and explain how that technology fixes their issue, and paint that picture of how it's going to help them live a better quality of life and get better quality sleep. By the end of the presentation, the customer should be thinking two things. One, they should be thinking, holy cow, Simmons Beauty Rest or Serta made this bed for me. Like, it's like they manufactured this bed specifically to fix my individual issues. If they think that, you've done a good job building value in the mattress. The second part of it is they should be thinking, holy cow, this thing is probably 10 grand. This thing is probably way more than I want to spend. You want to build value in a way that, let's pretend your mattress is $3,000. You do such a good job of tailoring it to them that they feel like that mattress should be $7,000. Now when we flip the tag and we hit them with the price, now they're going, holy cow, maybe it's more than I thought I was going to spend, but holy cow, I thought this thing was going to be $10,000, and it's actually pretty affordable. Now they're in their mind justifying ways that they can afford it, rather than just stopping you cold and going, no, I'm not spending $10,000. So make sure you're doing a good job of building the value, and again, keeping it short and concise. So once we've built the value, then we get on to the next step, which is going to be deliver the price, ask for the sale. So you're gonna flip that tag. Once you've narrowed down it's the right bed, they told you they liked it, you did a really good value build, now you're gonna flip that tag, deliver the price. What was the price? What is the price now? What are they saving? Way too many times do I have customer or salespeople, that go straight into, this one's on sale, $19.99. And the customer, a confused mind never buys. The customer that understands the savings that they're getting is one that's going to hold more value in their mind, and they're going to be more apt to make a decision. So Mrs. Johnson, this mattress is normally $25.99. For the 4th of July sale that we're running right now, I have it on sale at $19.99. So you're gonna save that $600 and deliver the price like that. And then on the back of delivering the price, make it affordable, which means you should have already talked about financing earlier on in your presentation, dropping hints and seeds about it. But this is the point where you actually pitch a payment and talk about our good 0% interest financing. So this $4,000 mattress, Mrs. Johnson, it's normally $45.99. It's on sale at $39.99. Means you're gonna save $600. And we also offer 0% interest financing. You don't put any money down, and that would put your payment on this really nice sleep setup that you like at roughly, boom, do the math, under $100. Now you ask for the sale. You can't just leave it at, sales is like two different things, right? There's the sales process hat, and then there's the closing hat. If you do such a good job in your sales process, you'll find a lot of customers are just gonna go, oh, you know what? Let's just do it. Awesome, sounds good, I like it, let's do it. And that's how you know you've really crushed it on the front end. But there are those times where you gotta dip into the closing skill set, which is completely different than the sales side of things. So keep it simple in the beginning. On our closing section, we're gonna go way more in depth with higher level tactics. But in the beginning, assume the sale. Use an either or close, or use the if I would you. So assuming the sale is everything that you're doing, you're assuming the customer is going to go along with it. You have in your mind that your product fixes their needs or their problems, and so you're just of the mindset that you're going to assume they're going to want to do it. If you go with the either or close, you get to the end, you deliver the price, you go over the payments, and you hit them with the either or. Did you guys want to pick this up or have it delivered? Did 2 o'clock tomorrow work, or would it be better evening on Wednesday? I mentioned I was going to throw in a free item because you're a veteran. Would you prefer I throw in that free cooling pillow that you liked, or a mattress protector? Regardless of which answer you get, they just bought the bed. So it's a really soft close where you're not, hey, buy this from me right now, but you're assuming that if they go with one of these other products, they're buying the bed. So they say, I want the pillow. All right, cool. We walk to the desk, we write the ticket. The other thing is the if I would you. So this is a great tool. We're gonna have a video all on the if I would you. But the concept is, you know what, Mr. Customer, if I did this for you today, would you go ahead and purchase? It's really that simple. You know what, Mr. Customer, I know that you said we were your first stop and you want to shop around. If I were to call my manager and honor the Memorial Day price that just passed, it's gonna save you probably another $500. Is it something you'd consider doing this evening? And you'd be amazed how many customers, given just a little bit of a nudge, if I threw these free pillows in, do we got a deal, will just jump. People want to feel like they're getting a deal. And if you have them 90% of the way there and you've already confirmed, yeah, we're on the right comfort, yeah, they like the mattress, yeah, they like me in the business, they're kind of okay on the price, give them a little nudge. Give them a little bit of extra incentive to do it right now, but do it in a tactful, smart way. These are all going to spark the opportunity for you to create new business. If they had a great experience in the store, following up and asking, maybe they got a mattress in a box spring, being able to give them a call back down the road during an adjustable base promotion where we're doing a box spring buyback is excellent. hey, you know what? I put him, we took really good notes at the time of sale because, again, attention to detail. And I know that customer really liked the base but couldn't justify the price in the moment. And now when I'm going back through my customers, I see that note, oh, this customer liked the base. We've got a big promotion coming up in the next week. Let me call the customer, hey, you paid $150 for your box. We're doing a box spring buyback. I have bases on sale at $5.99. I'll give you the $150 you spent on your base toward the price of the on the box, toward the price of the adjustable. This is going to create new opportunities. And then if you give them world-class service, do you know anybody else that's in the market for a mattress? Really, really simple. This prevents issues, creates new business, and this also allows you to get in front of if you ever have comfort exchanges or warranties or any of that stuff. It's so much better in business to be playing offense than defense. If you write a ticket, they leave your store, and you never think about them again, you didn't really care about them. This goes back to having integrity. If you were selling to fix a problem and you genuinely cared about that customer and that problem being fixed, your follow-up is going to be relentless because it's important to you that you did actually fix that problem. And this is going to create a culture around the business that we go above and beyond, and we take care of our customers. And it's memorable. It's not the experience that they're getting at any of these other sleep shops. This process is our North Star. We are going to really dive deep, and I'm going to be recording salespeople. I've already been doing it with a few of the guys, and we are going to make sure that every single time, every single rep is going through the same steps in order to get this predictable result. If you have ideas, I'm not ignorant to the fact that a lot of people who will be checking this out will have been in the industry for many years. My request to you is replicate before we iterate. So first, follow the steps of the system. It works. It's proven to work with salespeople that are phenomenal salespeople. Replicate the metrics, get to the close percentage we use, get to the average ticket we use, and then we can iterate. Then we can look if there's an angle where you can ask this question a little different or do this thing a little different. And on an individual basis, we will test it out. And if it works, we'll scale it for the entire team. This is not my system that we're going to live and die by that I care about. I care about what works. But this is proven to work. So initially, as a new hire, even if you have 10 years of experience, follow the process. Take your old experience out, put it in a jar, learn Sleep Simple, and then we'll merge that with your personality and your experience, and you will absolutely crush it. So again, this is the first of many videos on the sales process. Hopefully this was a good little summary, and I'm gonna run through it one last time before we hop off the video, just to make sure that we hammer it all home. So number one, greet, introduce yourself. Number two, qualify, fact find, ask good questions, use the Discovery Theater. Number three, find the right comfort based on their body type, how they sleep, and their issues. Number four, build value. One, how is it the right mattress for you? Two, why is it a better option than anything else on the market? Next step, deliver the price, make it affordable, ask for the sale, close. Next step, overcome objections. If you end up having to loop back in the process because you got onto a different bed, then you're back into this process a step or two before this, and you go right back through. And then the final step is following up and making sure that you're getting referral business. So if you guys have any questions, always let me know. Please leave your comments and feedback, and I'll see you guys on the next video.